Hi everyone, welcome to Lily Best Divinity Live. For those of you who are new on my channel, welcome. For those of you who are new on my Facebook, welcome. This is going to be a video about manifesting. For the full moon that we're having on the 18th at 5:15, I wanted to do a video for some time now, and I did one, which was one of my first ones on YouTube. And it was just letting people know how to set their intentions. But this one, I'm going to tell you my tricks, people, of how I have manifested certain things. And let me tell you something. Manifesting, some people be like, oh, it's easy. Yes, if you are grounded and you are, grounded and have been doing it for a long time, and you just know how to convert your negative thoughts into your positive thoughts, yeah, that's all good. But normally a lot of us can't, even me, I've been doing this since I think 2009 or 2010 when I first, it probably was even earlier, it probably was like 2006 or 7 that I saw the movie The Secret, and that's when it was all like different for me. I was like, wow, I can do that. And I wanted to do this video so people could I can give them like just tips on how I have done things. I've been manifesting. I was manifesting stuff that I didn't even know I was manifesting till I started to get into all of these things about, Louise Hayes, the law of attraction, Neville Goddard. That's when I started to listen to all these people that's what they teach. So Dr. Dwayne, I forgot his last name, but he was a major thing with me because that's how I found out about Neville Goddard. So I'm just gonna give like some tips. As you can see, my vision board, which I've had, I have to upgrade it. I upgrade my stuff, people, because when you have stuff on your vision board, sometimes it changes after a certain time. You don't like necessarily want everything that's on there anymore. And I tend to put like, those little stars they give your children in kindergarten when they do real good. I tend to put stars every time I accomplish something on here. And I could tell you like little stories of stuff that I was doing that I started manifesting things and didn't know that I was manifesting it. And the first thing I did was I manifested a house. And I manifested a house in a very bad time in my life. I manifested a house when I had a breakup with a person that I was with in the state that I was in. I didn't have no family in the state. I moved with this person from New York to here where I'm at now in Connecticut. And I manifested a house a couple of months after we broke up. So, and the thing was that I didn't know about the law of attraction. And if I had known, I would have manifested that completely different. And that's why I'm always telling people to be careful with what they say. Make sure it is what you want. Because you may manifest what you want, but it may not come exactly the way you want it. And that's what happened to me when I manifested this broke down house, which was my baby because I redid the whole house. So it was a HUD home. I got it for cheap. I didn't think, what was going to be the problems I would have in this house. I ended up spending so much money on this house, taking out almost my whole 401 just to keep this house above me and my children. And, it was an experience because now I know that if I want to manifest something like that big again, I'm going to be very careful and say things like, thank you for my perfect home. In perfect, wonderful condition. And that's what I've manifested. I also every apartment and place that I've lived in. I know this for sure because I work very hard on the manifestation when I want to move or if I'm not happy where I'm at. So I tend to move a lot. But when I manifested this house, the craziness about it was that I had no money. I had no money in the bank. I made a bid on the house, and I wrote a check that I did not have in the bank. It was $500. And they told me I had to have, at least show them a check and at least have it by then. I was fighting a child support case for my children in a different state in New York, and it was money that was there and they wouldn't release the money, and I was trying to get the money, and it was just crazy to me because when I look back at it, I saw myself in this house, so I was manifesting. I remember walking through the house and not, feeling like there maybe even be a presence there, and I did not care, and all I said was, let me tell you something, little housey. We can all live here, and then y'all know what I'm talking about, because that always been my fear, a haunted house. And I felt something there, like a sadness there. And I, got the history on the house, and I was okay with it and everything. There was people who had lived there forever, and they didn't take care of this house. And the house just called to me, and I was like walking in the house, and I saw myself, like even my children went with me, and they said to me, oh, this is going to be my room, and this is going to be mine, and we can paint it this color. So they were actually helping me manifest at the same time, because people can actually help you manifest too when you're like talking to them about something and they're seeing it exactly the way you're seeing it, and they're boosting you up and saying, oh yeah, I remember when we did this or whatever. Let me tell you, it works. I've manifested when I was sick, and I had SI, joint problem, which means my hip was like this out of nowhere. And I would say every morning to myself, I would walk back and forth in a lot of pain, getting spasms in my back, and having sciatic nerve pain going up my leg. And I would say to myself, walking back and forth, I remember when I was in so much pain, couldn't even roll out of my bed. And look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me getting on the treadmill. Look at me doing all my workouts the way I used to do it. Yeah, I remember. And I would say this every day. And you will see that once you start to manifest, synchronicities will start. I met the right physical therapist that was the one that told me to go to yoga for a year because I was stubborn and didn't want to go to yoga. And now I love it. And it was the only thing that helped me and that aligned my body, and I stopped getting the pain. And of course, now and then I will sometimes get the pain if I haven't done anything for a while. But it was just crazy to me how every time I would say this, the pain would even go away. That's why I honestly believe you can heal yourself. You can really heal yourself. If you believe that you're healed, you will be able to heal yourself. And I did that with that. That was like, for me, the biggest manifestations were this house that I brought into my life, and then I lost it. I had to short sale it because I didn't manifest it the right way, people. But I learned. And with my health, bringing myself back into alignment, I brought into my life the people that needed to help me and tell me how to do it. Because if I would have never met that physical therapist, I would have probably still been messed up. And she was a healer too. And she never said she was, but she knew she was. And from there I went on, and that helped me. And I manifested my car. The car that's on here, the car that I have right now, is similar to it. And I did that a completely different way, which I'll make another video on that. Something that I learned from watching YouTube videos and thought, let's try it. I did quantum jumping with water. That's a whole different story, people. But I'm going to give you a little tip of how I do it. I'll get to that. I just wanted to give you ideas of how we manifest things and don't even know that we're manifesting them, because I was doing that in my 30s and didn't know that I was doing it. I was even manifesting the same people into my life. So you have to be very careful, people, when you're manifesting. But I want to show you my book. It's called Red and Black Book. This is my manifesting book. I don't write in it every day, but I should. And what I write in here is usually, I'll write at the end of the day. It's almost like a journal. So when you're going to manifest, try to get like some type of book that's going to last you for some while. And you can even put the year on it. I thought of putting the year on this just so I could see, because I like to look back on things. I've been doing this technique for a very long time, writing stuff down. After I saw something of Neville, I started to write stuff down, because he tells you to live in the end of how it feels, of how it would be. Think to yourself and visualize it before you're going to bed, when you're close to falling asleep. You know, if you want a house, see yourself in that house. See yourself walking through that house. What will your kitchen look like? You know, and visualize it to the point that every night when you're doing this, you start to feel it, and it'll be so easy every day to go there. Of course, in the beginning, it's not that easy, because we don't feel, a lot of times we're like, that's not going to happen. Look at my situation right now. I don't have the money. Don't worry about the how, the when, the where. Don't worry about that. Just visualize what you want every night. And this is what I do in this book. I write it down. I, try to get into a meditative state. I calm myself down. I breathe. I may meditate for a couple of minutes. You can meditate for 5 or 10 minutes before you start. And what I do is that I write down at the end of the day, today was a great day, regardless if it was shit. Okay, people. All right. Today was a great day. Today, so-and-so happened. I start to put in whatever I want to put in. Like, for example, you could say, if you've been waiting for some money to be a loan, you can write, today was a great day. Today I got the loan. I was so happy when I got the loan. And I got it today at blah, blah, blah time this afternoon. And it was for the exact amount that I wanted. And write down the exact amount, people. Write it down. I have written out things that have happened for other people for whatever reason with me. When I write down in this book certain things for other people, it comes to pass. And I've had many books, and then I said, finally, I'm going to get just one book and stop going from book to book. That's another thing. Don't go from book to book to book. Have one book that you journal things. And you can also use it not only for like writing, today was a whatever day, the way I wanted it to, the way you wanted it to turn out. You can also write 5 things that you want. And I had said this in one of my other videos. Write 5 things that you want and write it for 9 days. And keep writing the same thing. It's going to change, because a lot of times we then think, you know what, this is not that important. I want this. And that's fine if it changes. Do it for 21 days. What's 21 days of you writing the same thing down? Get a 99-cent pad and write down the date. And as these things start to manifest in your life, cross it out. Write something new. And just keep doing it that way. I've seen things happen. I would tell you the biggest thing of me writing down for someone else was a job. And I wrote it specifically that I wanted the person because they didn't have a car. And I wrote, oh, today is a great day. And this was for my son-in-law that I did this. I said, today was a great day. Josh found a job right down the block. He can walk. He doesn't even have to worry about having a car. They are doing so well. They found a great apartment and this and I said this, and within a couple of, I think it was like a week or so, he told me he found a job down the block doing sales in a renter center. I was like, what? And it was like they weren't staying, but they just needed to make a little bit of extra money to be able to get on their feet because they were going back to Puerto Rico. So it's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm telling you, it works. These things, the law of attraction works. And you have to be careful when you write stuff down. And I remember even putting down that they found a townhouse and how much the townhouse was going to be. And it was within that amount. So I was like, why isn't it working for me? So and I think it's because when you're writing something down for somebody else, you don't have any like resistance to it. When you're writing down something for yourself, a lot of times you don't believe that you're able to have it. You don't believe that you're worthy of having it. And that's why a lot of times people say, you know, that's why I say write 5 things down to the point and always write it as I have. Not I want, I have. Write it in the present tense. Because writing it in the present tense is going to give you the feeling of already having it. And as you're writing it down every day, you're going to start to believe this. You're going to start to feel that, yeah, I do have this. I do deserve this. You know, this is mine by divine right. You know, this is what I want. It wouldn't be in my heart if I didn't want it. And then, you know, another thing that I do is that I have a planner. I have a planner. This is a regular planner. And I write in the planner. I say this is my fake real planner because I write in this planner appointments. And I'll write what the appointments are for. And I'll write, oh, it's for life coaching. Oh, this is so-and-so, Mrs. whatever. I have an appointment for this day. And then I'll even write like stuff like what I spoke with them about, you know, after the time has passed. I live in the end of it. And I do this because I know that the more I do this, it's going to bring it into my life. Because I'm acting as it's already happening. And that's what a lot with the law of attraction and manifesting things. And it is sending out your intentions. That's why I tell people, you know, write down the 5 things so you can see really where you're at and what you really want. Because when things change on that list, it's okay for it to change on that list. You want it to change on that list because you want to make sure you're getting what it is that you want to get. So my recommendation for this full moon, people, start writing it down from today, okay? 3 days before the full moon, start writing down every day. Even if it's the same thing that you're writing down the following day, write it down. Who cares? You know, you're trying to manifest this. So if you're writing down every day, today I got that loan, today was a great day, and always say when you're writing it, which to me is very important, always show gratitude and write, you know, thank you, God, whoever you believe in. Thank you, universe. The universe is so, I always write that at the end. I'm always like, thank you, universe. Thank you, God. You are so good to me. Thank you, universe, for giving me this. I always write that at the end. And then I'll write after it, and so it is. Or I'll write, it's done, it's done, it's done, and so it is. I always write those things at the end. Even of the 5 things on the list, I also write that at the end. I'll write it's done in like big handwriting. I'll write it. And then I'll put at the end, and so it is. And I do that to seal it. So the universe can know I'm not playing. But the universe usually knows I'm not playing. I know it does. So there's so many things. And if I think about other stuff that I've manifested, because I've manifested a lot of like little things and a lot of apartments. Oh my God, I've so many apartments. And with each one that didn't work out with me, I learned what it was that I didn't say right. I really did. And you'll learn when you start to manifest things that you're like, I wanted that, but why did that happen? You're going to learn how to word it, because it's the way we word it of how it, you know, it comes to us. So that's why I say your word is your wand, and you have to be careful and make sure it's what you want. Always, you know, and always ask for, you know, my higher good. If this is for my higher good when you're writing it, when you're writing the 5 things down. Some people do 10. If you feel like doing 10, that's fine. I think that's too much and too much confusion. You know, I think start small, and it doesn't have to be real big things. Me, I always say go big or go home. So, but those are some of my tips, and I wanted just to share that with everyone on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page. And I'm going to be making more of these videos. because there are so many ways of manifesting, people. And, you know, you'll find the way that's right for you. This is the way I like to do it. It takes some time because you have to have time at the end of the day to do it, you know, so, but it works, people. It works. The next video I'll probably do about quantum jumping and stuff that I did. That's actually how, I think I said that, how I got the car that I have now was from doing that every freaking day. I was doing this. It was like out of control. And when I knew it was a new moon, I was doing it. When I knew there was a full moon, I was doing it. You know, and there's a lot of other rituals that people can do for new moons. There's one that I'm gonna look up again. I did it once. I haven't done it again. But I'm gonna share it anyway because it may be something for someone out here. So thank you so much for the support, people. Tell me what you think about this video. Tell me if you journal, if you try to manifest things the way I'm saying it. I'm telling you, write, because it's something about writing, and you constantly it's the energy of writing. You're putting so much energy and thought into what you're writing that's why it tends to manifest and help people manifest things faster. And of course, is living in the end. As you're writing it, visualize yourself there. Visualize yourself there. Visualize yourself it happening, that it already happened. Because that's what I do every night. And sometimes I even do it in the morning. And I'll say, oh, today's going to be a great day. Today, this and this is going to happen. And then at night, I write like it did happen. Yes, people. You know, it takes some work. Some people think it takes work. But how bad do you want it? You know, that's what you got to think about. How bad do you want certain things to manifest in your life? So, people, this is my manifesting. Set your intentions video for the full moon in Scorpio that's coming, which is a very powerful moon. So people, please, please, please use it to your advantage, because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to start to unfolding, and you're going to see manifestation is real. So try it. Try the 5 lists. Try that for 21 days. Try the journaling for 7 days. Just to see what happens. You're going to see you're going to get hooked, because you're going to see that certain things, little things, and you're going to start seeing synchronicity of things that are happening. And another thing, when you're doing this, you may even start seeing double numbers, angel numbers. You may see 111, you may see 333. That's the Ascending Masters. 111 is for, you know, manifestation. And when you see 111, you have to make sure you know, trying to see what you're thinking of. And if it's a negative thought, change that thought into a happy thought, people. And you may start seeing 444. You may start seeing 222. That's just the universe letting you know that your manifestation is on its way, people. Yes. So, people, start manifesting. Let me know if you like this video. I'll make more of them. Comment below and tell me which is your technique. You may have a different technique that's been working for you that may work for someone else. So much love to everyone. Thank you for the support. And as always, I salute the divinity within all of you. Bye. Stop manifesting.